Hey guys, so I have made this video. It was an hour, and honestly, the topic that I want to talk about is all connected and it's all big, and I'm gonna divide it into topics. But I want to start with where we are now. Where we are now is that whatever our position in life, no matter what, we are feeling unfulfilled and we're feeling lack. We're feeling that we deserve better and we do deserve better. But something that we're really not aware of, that our actions defines our thoughts, and our thoughts defines our feeling, and it's all connected and it's all going and coming back because it's all energies, and energy flows, energy is transmitted, energy cannot be destroyed. So we tend to carry on with our lives as grown-ups right now with a mind and logic that can do mathematical equations and that can, perform some physical um, physical requirements, whatever it is. And throughout the life, we are being taught that when you do more, you will get more. When you are in the action mode, you will receive more. When you're running, hustling, this is how it should be, because this is what we all seen through generations. This is what we only know. That's how we saw it everywhere and everywhere in the world. So basically, when we go for the action and go always for the going, and I want this and I want to achieve this and achieve this, unconsciously we forget about our thoughts and our feelings. And something also that I want to relate to that a lot of stuff that we have, and we see it through our actions without being conscious, and it's small actions every day between ourselves first and then to the world, because basically the actions are the test of what we have learned, what we're thinking about, what we're feeling, because it's the only way to contact with the surroundings and start performing social activities. So some of these, say, like challenges, lessons, feelings, thoughts, some of them transmitted by genes. So some of them will not even be conscious that or aware that they have that, or they will never even know where it comes from, but you can see it in their actions. And I'll talk about later that in details, maybe in another video, about like how when we start to be a fetus and a baby, what we even explore in that, and how we get our habits and thoughts. So basically, in the real world right now, like in the grown-ups adult world, whatever you're gonna call it, as someone that can function in their mind, we have the biggest gift that no other creature on earth, or as far as we know till now, has it, which is our mind. And our mind give us the option of choice. So throughout the years of growing up and contacting with people and you know life, we tend to choose to be not sad, or we tend to choose the avoidance of pain, and that comes from other people or something that you saw or something that you heard that affected something in you, shifted it towards um, fear or worrying or doubting. So by our mind, my clever mind, we tend to look for ways to be heard and be accepted. And sometimes it's manipulation. Sometimes we choose, if we saw someone that's opposing to our like thoughts or opinions, or maybe have something different about us, or let's say made a misunderstanding or a miscommunication, we take it very personally. We feel it so deep. As we grow up, we feel the emotions is like stacking so deep. And what we do, and we think that's right, is that we choose to avoid these feelings. We choose to ignore them, as this is the avoidance of the problem itself. And we forget about this feeling. We only feel something here that's heavy, and for some people, and most of us actually will can feel pain in different parts of the body, but we don't know why it's there. But it's because of avoiding and piling feelings over feelings of of your opinion, of your thoughts that was never shared, because you want to protect yourself so much, because you love yourself so much, and you feel that I deserve better, and it's unfair, and it's injustice that happened to me. Like, I'm just coming to this world and I want to, do good, and I want to be happy and joyful all the time, and I want to give that and receive that too. But the reality is that not all the people are alike, and it's okay to have different opinion, and it's okay to have miscommunication, because we are here to put the bridges and the communication back to its track by facing it. So when we avoid those feelings, we carry on with our daily life, and those feelings would affect our thoughts. So right now I'm closing my feeling up. I build these shields and these walls, and I'm being hard on myself, and instead of patting on myself for feeling all these feelings of sadness and pain, and we just only in our mind open our feelings when we feel joy or happiness, and we carry on with life, and we are building thoughts after thoughts, feeling after feeling, because we are bumping all the time. We're bumping into these stuff. It's never stopping, because it will never stop. This is life. And what we do is that we carry in our actions, and we say, okay, you, whatever this situation or this person, you say it to yourself, I'm not gonna give the good part of me, because they don't deserve it. And we keep thinking about that all the time, and while we are unconscious of that and locking up our feelings, all we do while we are living, even sleeping, our mind is always thinking. That's never stops, never stops. So always think about scenarios of the same situations that you were in when this unfairness or this pain happened. So you go on and daydream about other situations that sometimes that can drain us, and sometimes that can really make us feel if it's real, it's happening, and can bring us tears. Although I'm sitting right here and nothing happened, but I'm crying to something that I'm imagining happening in a year or two. And I never know if it's gonna happen or not, but it's taking and consuming so much energy and thoughts of me without feeling, because I am so busy working and doing and cooking and working, and I'm trying to find my people, and I'm trying to find and to get what I want. But our actions after that years, you see that, oh my god, I'm in the same position and nothing comes as I want, or it comes but it's not that fulfillment. You don't feel that fulfillment, or it comes or not the way that you want it. Like, a lot of people have whatever we can dream of, right? And they still doesn't feel fulfillment because that. So we go and again, it's all circle. It's all attracted to each other. It's all connected to each other because we're all part of energy. So we all connected to each other. And after we go on and on with doing our actions, we see ourselves feeling lonely, feeling anxiety, feeling that we are unworthy, although we were doing all that because we love ourselves so much that we don't hurt ourselves. We don't want to be hurt. But it's like the opposite is happening. It's like you're against yourself without your knowing. And you feel that the world is against you, and then some people even take it like so seriously that they really believe that all the people around them are their enemies. And how come you talk to me like this? And we see it everywhere. We see it even with parents to children, which is very weird. I'll be like, are you hating your own child, or are you feeling that you are threatened by your own child? And with friends, with family, with literally everything, even with animals, how we treat animals, how we treat our beds, how we treat our food. So you see, also can be some people when they're living alone, and let's say they're having people over, they will be doing all kind of dishes that they like and the other people like, and that's amazing because that's exactly what we are. We always giving, and we want to give and we want to receive something like similar. Well, what happened is that we think or we feel that we give and we don't receive back, and that's coming from our lack of giving to ourselves. And then you ask them, this person, like when they're by themselves, they say, oh no, I don't care that much, I just ate like so quickly. So that's an action that reflect on something, that we value ourselves, but at the same time it's like we deprive ourselves from feeling worthy, And that will take me to of how we can shift that a little, which is, yes, through being conscious. But how can I be conscious when everything around me is against me and I'm feeling all shitty, and I'm just like closing up myself. I'm feeling so hurt. I'm feeling I don't deserve this. Everyone should tell me sorry and treat me as I should be treated. But I'm not treating myself as I should be treated or I want to be treated. And that's when you start to treat yourself as you should be treated. So, as I was mentioning, in the adult world, all we care about is doing, doing, doing. And then we don't even think about our thoughts. We maybe take 5 minutes wishing that all we want come true. But then on the other hand, we take lots of hours while sleeping, while doing something, while studying, thinking about the same exact situation that got you pain, and you go over and over and over and over again. And that's unconsciously makes you act the same and make you attract the same and the more of these situations. So when you're a baby, or babies in general, when they come out in the world, what do? They don't come out walking or come out solving a mathematical equation. What they only have is this and the senses. So the only way that they interact with you and understand you is by feelings. So they would show happiness by smiling and laughing, giggling, or unease, crying, frustration. And they take that too from you, whatever that you like, the environment that you put in, how you're talking to them, your facial expression, your body language, your tone of voice. And that's babies and adults, but start from very young, because this is how we conceive our perceptions and see, okay, how that can help me to live my life the way that I want it, or what can get me out of what I want. And as a baby, you start just so pure. He really takes everything that you give to them, and he really is a magnet. Is like a magnet, basically. Whatever you're gonna tell them, or teach them, is gonna do the same and want to imply that on you and the society and their surroundings. And then the shit happen is that we grow up and we see all that again, and we, like what I was just mentioning, and we feel those feelings so strong. So as a start of facing that and changing that, and to attract what you really want and think and wish, is by changing and refining and reprogramming the feeling first, and thoughts, and then the actions, exactly like the baby. He take the feeling, and then after a while he start to develop a thought, and then after a while, while he's developing the thought, he's trying to use his body or their body by walking and trying to imitate you, the sounds. And sometimes even I feel that babies get frustrated because they really want so bad to get this done, and walk without falling and get all the words and understand all the words you're saying. And basically we are still the same, except that we just developed our mind, so we feel that we're superior, but at the same time we feel so still the baby is inside us. So that by reflecting our feelings, and that can start by really simple stuff that for some people will be like, what a crazy. And that's by really starting to shift the narratives of how we talk to ourselves. Like, seriously, just try to wake up in the morning and say, "Good morning, beautiful." And see how you would love to have your future house. Do you want it tidy? So you organize your room, whatever you have right now and around you, and then you shift your thoughts to everything that you want. And here we reprogram the thoughts by putting the opposite of the narratives that we have been given or we're giving ourselves, by assuring ourselves and affirming all the positive qualities that in all of us. So you start hearing over and over again. See the energy that is required for the fear that you have put all years or have been put inside you without even you knowing, require the same amount of energy you put in faith. So instead of consuming too much energy on the things that we worry about that we really don't know if it's even gonna exist or not, and that what makes us not present in the moment. We always think about what I want to do in the future or what's gonna happen in the future. When is the future coming? Well, I'm absent from my present, so how I'm gonna get to the future and be present in it if I'm not present in my own now, in my own life, and fixing my own shit right now? So we start that by, there's this technique that's actually used to get you to the present and be grounded. There's a lot of techniques, but I'll give this today. It's called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's to take a mental picture or to get yourself back in the present, or to get yourself from an anxiety or frustration. And basically is that 5 things that you can see. So in my end here, I see a sky, I see a tree, I see a fence, I see a car, and I see the spot. And then 4 things you can touch. I can touch the mat that I'm on, I can touch my shoes, I can touch my bottle, and I can touch the chair. And then it gets to 3 things that you can hear. So I hear the wind and the trees. I hear some AC operating. And I see something in the kitchen was banging in somebody's house. And then and then 2 things I remember now. And then 1 thing you can taste. So 5 things I can see, 4 things I can touch, 3 things I can hear, 2 things I can smell. I smell nature and greens, and smell my own perfume. 1 thing I can taste is the last thing I drink, which is my Fizz Sticks. So, and that's strawberry. So that's something that can bring you to the now and bring you to the present and help you with your thoughts to shift it towards the now and what's really in you and what's really you. And then we try to shift it through our actions, which will result in it. But sometimes we need also to be conscious in our actions. And I'm gonna, like, this is, I know this is like too long, and thank you so much for if you made it that far. But I'm gonna talk later. I'm gonna break it down into topics about the details of each and how to start going through that. But anyway, we get to our actions, and basically what we really need to start doing is, as we start to be conscious, or feeding our mind and our thoughts with the positive and good feeling, and cleanse our energy. And that's why meditation and YouTube is a very great source for that, especially for a beginner. So we tend then to see how is our actions doing. Is it aligning with what I'm supposedly feeling or thinking? And then we really start to see, how do we respond to conversations? How do we really, the first thing we think about when whatever, like, this sentence comes out to us, or this person replied to this, like, us, do we feel attacked? Do we feel we take it like so hard on ourselves, like so personally, and we feel like so deeply in pain, and again it gets us to this feeling of, oh my god, didn't I already get rid of you? Which was not, because I didn't face it, I didn't really put it out, and I didn't recognize it as much as I recognize happiness and joy. Or do we become more calmer, become more listener, become more responsive, more of an reacting? And yeah, that's basically the overview of how to start aligning your body, mind, and heart, which is feelings, thoughts, and actions, to fulfill our dreams and to fulfill our happy desires, and that we can all live in correspondence and in harmony. So by that said, thank you so much again. I'm sure, like, we're gonna break it down more and go into details, but I want you to really comment below and tell me what your thoughts are about this, and if you want to ask anything, I'm more than welcome, and I would be happy to chat with you and discuss thoughts and discuss feelings, because that's what we really need at the moment. We really need to be open and to make the change really happen in each one of us, so we can all see the change happening in the world around us, and no more of craziness that's happening right now, and no more of feeling grudges, no more of feeling piling of pain, no more of feeling depression. And this is life. It's always gonna be curves of up and down. Even if we all, as humans right now, we all have the perfect feelings and healthiest feelings, and everything is aligned, life is happening, and life is gonna be happening with all its positive and negative. And what we are really trying to learn is that we try to learn to appreciate both, and be compassionate with both, and whatever we are, we try to center ourselves and get back on track. So yeah, DM me if you wanna, talk privately. Drop a comment if you wanna go through a specific subject. I would really love to grow my mind and open it more, and talk more with the same like-minded, and also um, tap into some stuff that we never tapped in when we were young. Like these stuff we were never taught in school or at home, and we will never, because this is the school of life, and we're all figuring out together. So let's do it together and do it with all acceptance and ease, because nobody's free from mistakes. So yeah, I love you all, guys, and I send you love and peace, and thank you.